Okay, so welcome back to episode 70 of the Fortnite Mythbusters. The support on all of these Mythbuster videos has been unreal lately, and I want to say a massive thank you. I mean, like, it truly means the world to me. Thank you guys. In today's video, I mean, Fortnite, they did it again. They added in the Zap Trap, which I'm sure not a lot of people are really extremely happy about this one. But just like always, if you guys do have a myth you would like me to test in the next or future Mythbuster episodes, make sure to go down in the comment section down below and drop a comment of a unique myth for a pretty good chance to be featured. Also guys, just like always, I am gonna set a like goal, so if you do enjoy this video at any moment, feel free to leave a like, and let's see if you can smash 10,000 likes. That would be unreal, and the feedback really is appreciated. Also guys, we are getting extremely close to 500,000 subscribers, and when we do hit 500k, a lot of you weirdos want to see my face, so I will be doing a face reveal. So if you guys do enjoy today's video and you do want to see more by me, feel free to subscribe and also turn on those post notifications to never miss another Fortnite Mythbusters episode. Anyways guys, without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. Going straight into the first myth is, can you throw a shield bubble on a falling object from a junk rift? So in the last Mythbusters episode, we found out that somehow these falling objects from the junk rift, they have their own hitbox, but in reality they really don't. I mean, we launched ourselves out of the cannon, and when we made contact with one of these falling objects from the junk rift, you died immediately. So with that being said, will a shield bubble make contact with one of these falling objects and actually pop out a shield? After multiple attempts, I threw so many shield bubbles and at least one had to go through one of these objects from the junk rift, and every single time it acted as if the falling object wasn't even there. It wasn't like how when we threw it on a supply drop, it floated straight down and made contact immediately. It acted as if there wasn't any falling objects from the junk rift at all. Going into the next myth is, does a C4 stick on the outside of a shield bubble? If so, what happens when the shield bubble disappears? Now this is actually a really good myth, because I believe it was leaked that the C4, it will be returning sometime throughout season 10, so if it does, you might want to look forward to this one. Surprisingly, in-game, when I threw a C4 on the outside or even the inside, basically just the walls of the shield bubble, it actually stuck no matter where you threw it. So you could throw it on the roof, you could throw it on the sidewalls, everywhere you threw it, it actually stuck, which I guess is good to know. Something to keep in mind, when you are on the other side of the wall and the C4 does explode, it surprisingly will not do any damage to you, because I guess the shield bubble, it really does protect you, which is weird, because one of these times it actually did do damage to me and almost killed me when it was on the other side of the wall, which it doesn't really make any sense. You might want to keep in mind though, when you do have C4s on, let's say, the top of the shield bubble or even the walls, once the shield goes away and retracts back into, I guess, the grenade or whatever, the C4s, they will fall down from wherever they are onto whatever platform is beneath them. Moving into the next myth is, will a loot llama protect you from a spike trap? Now, I'm actually surprised literally nobody requested this myth up until about this point, at least from what I've seen, because of the loot llamas, they've been in the game for so long, as well as a spike trap. So I just had to test this one out, because I mean, it hasn't really been tested out yet. In-game, when I tried this out, I tried it with not only the spike trap, but also the poison dart trap and even the chiller trap, which of course, when you do get affected by it, it will give you the ice feet, which makes you basically unable to run around stably. Surprisingly, the loot llama protected you from the spike trap, which I wasn't really expecting, as well as even the poison dart trap, but unfortunately, the loot llama, it doesn't protect you from the chiller trap. You still get affected by the the freezing, and it freezes your feet into ice. I guess this is really good to know in-game, but I highly doubt you will ever use a loot llama to protect you from one of these three traps. Going into the next myth is, will a clinger stick to a rocket if they make contact in mid-air? If you don't know already, a regular rocket, an RPG rocket shot out of an RPG, they have their own hitbox, which basically allows you to rocket ride. Since a rocket has their own hitbox, you would expect many things to be able to stick on it, such as a clinger, since clingers, I guess they stick onto walls, they stick onto floors, basically whatever you throw them at. But in-game, when we did test this out, unfortunately, you can't really stick a clinger onto a rocket. I tested this all types of ways, from me shooting a rocket, then throwing a clinger onto it, as well as my friend shooting one, and even me rocket riding and literally aiming on top of the rocket where the clinger definitely should have hit, but unfortunately it never connected, which makes it so you can't ever stick clingers onto rockets. If this was possible though, I can only imagine how overpowered it possibly could be. I mean, imagine a regular rocket as well as a clinger both making an impact to your bunker, and I guess it would be like double the damage. Going into the next myth is what happens when you throw a shield bubble at the end of a cannon then launch yourself out of it. I don't know if you've really been paying attention, but whenever you throw down a shield bubble, in the direct center there is this little cube that actually has its own hitbox. So if you do throw one of these on the end of the cannon, will it possibly block you from being launched out? Since the shield bubble could actually connect to many things like supply drops, even hoverboards and vehicles, it would only make sense for it to kind of block you since it has its own hitbox. But unfortunately, no matter how many you stack, it will always allow you to pass through when you do launch yourself out of the cannon. This was overall a really good myth though, because imagine, I mean, since it does have its own hitbox, it would only make sense for it to kind of push you back in and act as if you hit a wall, but it doesn't even get destroyed. I mean, when you launch yourself out of a cannon, at least you destroy a few walls. This, it doesn't even get destroyed. You just go straight past the shield itself. Overall though, I thought this was actually a really good myth and something I definitely did not know. Now, what is a Mythbusters video without a prop myth? This myth is, can you transform into a shield bubble using a prop gun? Now, this is a quick myth, but the real answer is no. You cannot transform into a shield bubble using a prop gun. I know it kind of makes sense because the shield bubbles, they have their own hitbox and they're kind of like a cube on the floor, so I guess in another way it doesn't really make sense since you can't transform into it. But overall though, if you do see a shield bubble in the ground in a game of prop hunt, don't even go for it because you can't transform into it. It'll just be a waste of time. Going into the next myth is, will a poison dart trap do damage to you through the shield bubble wall? Now, in the last episode we tested to see if a spike trap would actually do damage to you through the wall of a shield bubble, and I'm not gonna give out the answer. You're just gonna have to go watch to realize that one. It was actually pretty interesting. When I did try this myth out with a poison dart trap, surprisingly you were not able to take any damage from it while you were inside of the shield bubble. I mean, the shield bubble literally protected you from every single poison dart that was basically shot out at you. But the moment that you do end up leaving the shield bubble and you do basically go up against, I guess, the poison dart trap or within the wall of the shield bubble and the poison dart trap, of course you will still take damage, and I guess you will die if you take enough damage. Overall though, I thought this was a pretty good myth, and I guess you're gonna have to go see what happens with the spike trap. The outcome is it's different, I'll tell you that one. Going into the next myth is, when you throw a junk rift down and use a shadow bomb, can you boost off of the item that falls down in mid-air? Now, if you don't know already, with a shadow bomb you could actually double bounce, meaning you could kind of bounce off walls continuously without actually touching the ground. When I tried this out in game, I had my friend throw down a junk rift, and at first I was actually able to bounce off of the cop car and I guess kind of do the double bounce, but I don't know if it was just the timing with me hitting the ground and doing another bounce, or if I actually bounced off it again. What was weird though is that my friend threw down another junk rift and I bounced off of the dinosaur, but it didn't really let me double bounce. The dinosaur pushed me back extremely far, as if it made contact with the ground and pushed you back like regular. So basically, from what I've noticed, is that it's kind of impossible to double bounce off of one of these falling objects. Now, going into probably one of the most requested myths, this myth is, can you spectate your teammate while they're still in the battle bus? Now, doing this myth was extremely difficult because you have to get out of the bus and actually die before the bus reaches the end of the map, which I believe is only like 15 seconds or something crazy like that. After trying this out for about 8 games, I was finally able to die before the battle bus reached the edge of the map because I landed at Lonely Lodge on top of the massive watchtower, which saved me a lot of time from just regularly gliding down. In a regular duos game, you will actually be knocked down to the ground before you actually die, which kind of gives you a chance to be revived, but since my friend was still in the battle bus before it reached the edge of the map, it instantly killed me, and it kind of just showed my reboot card instead. While it was on the screen of showing my reboot card, it also took a longer time than normal to actually go spectate my friend because he was obviously kicked out of the bus, meaning it's kind of impossible to spectate someone while they're still inside of the battle bus. This was definitely extremely difficult to do, but something I was honestly curious about. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you do have a myth you would like me to test in the next or future Mythbuster episodes, make make sure to go down in the comment section down below and drop a comment of a unique myth for a pretty good chance to be featured. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure to go follow me on Instagram as well as Twitter at Nexiph, and Twitter is at itsnexiph. I will be trying to reply to as many messages as I get as possible, so it could be a possible chance to talk to me one-on-one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.